Hey coaches, welcome back to Flag Football Nation. I'm Coach Adam, and today we're going to be going over part 9 of our air raid offensive scheme. But first, I want to say thank you to everybody for watching these videos, leaving likes and comments, and sending me emails. I really appreciated all the support that we've gotten over the past month. So, thank you all. But today, we're going to be going over one of my favorite plays, Y Sail. And so, Y Sail is a standard flood pattern. The Z is going to be our first read on a mandatory outside release. And then the Y is going to take a 10-yard or 7-step out. And then the center is going to be a flat. So we have 1 to 2 to 3. And once again, triangle reads, making it easy on the quarterback. Okay? So the X is going to go on a 10-step or 7-step, 10-yard dig, like in Y cross, and he's going to be the 4th read. So this play can go against a lot of coverages. What we want is to flood the right side of the field and put more of our guys there than defenders. So this is great against a lot of different defensive formations and defensive coverages. Because it has answers for everything. So what we'll do today is we'll go through a 2-1-2 defense, and then we'll go against a 1-3-1 defense as well. So I'll show you against a 2-1-2 real quick, and then we'll get into it. All right, so I know we've covered a lot on the 2-1-2 defense. So this is just one of the more common defenses that I'm seeing. It's generally universal within 5-on-5 flag. So that's why I include it in every video. But I'm starting to throw in some other defensive formations as well, just because I know that not everybody runs the 2-1-2. So that's what we're going to do with 1-3-1 as well. So if you don't know what a 2-1-2 is 2 corners here, a linebacker here, and then 2 safeties. If you've been watching my videos, you know what a 2-1-2 defense is, with the variants are and what zone coverages usually accompany a 2-1-2 defense. But for those who don't, we'll go ahead and get into it. A corner, the left corner takes the left flat. The right corner takes the right flat. The left safety takes the left half, and then the right safety takes the right half. Okay, so this linebacker is going to be the wild card. And so we're going to get into it whether he goes into zone or he decides to blitz. Okay, so the Y on the out, the Z on the mandatory outside release, the center on the flat, and then the X on the in. Okay. So, if he's in coverage, that's great. We love it. We love that. Because if he's in coverage, by pure alignment alone, he is going to have a hard time reacting to this play. Since everybody is moving away from him, he's going to have a hard time reacting to this play, which is good for us because we have 1, 2, 3 routes coming towards 2 defenders. And so ideally what we want is we want the corner to see the center coming into his zone and come up, while the safety is going to see the outside release and go towards that as well, leaving this whole space of field wide open. That's what we want. And so the best thing is that these puts these 2 defenders in a bind, and as long as the quarterback's correct, they're always going to be wrong. And so the safety now has to choose between the mandatory outside release or the sail. And then the corner has to choose between the center and then the sail as well. So they can't be right every time. The only way that they are going to be right is if the quarterback is wrong. So that's why the triangle reads are so important, because it just makes it easier on everybody. And so let's say that we hit, this route a couple times, and this linebacker decides he doesn't trust his safety and corner to be able to cover that, and he wants to go over there too. So that opens up even more with the Z on the end, because the X on the end, because we're gonna sell like we're going deep. So this safety backs up, and then we're gonna cut in. We're gonna plant and cut it in, and then we're gonna be able to be in that large area as well. So that's against a 2-1-2 defense as far as the coverage goes. Now, I will say, if this linebacker blitzes, that does make it a little more difficult. Just because we don't have anything attacking the middle directly. So we don't have a slant, we don't have a drag or whatever. So what you can do, if you want to get a little more complicated but kind of foolproof, is the fact that you can teach this X here. If you see this guy blitzing, run a slant. That's something that you can do. The center will be hot. He's the hot on this. Because of the fact that the corner is going to be wide out with the Z. If this backer's coming, the center can catch it about here. We just say, hey, look for the ball. Look for the ball, and then you can come and part the C like Moses as well. So there's two answers for that. The center being the hot, and then you could instill a tag with the X running a slant if he sees that this guy is in fact coming. All right, so that's a 2-1-2 defense. We'll go against a 1-3-1 now. So if you guys just give me a minute, I'll got you. Okay, so a 1-3-1 defense is one of the more flexible defenses. It's a lot of different coverages. You can disguise coverages. This is a defense that I'm going to be running in about a month or so. So this is a defense that can bring you different amount of coverages, different ways of fooling the quarterback, and it's actually going to be the first defense that we go over on this channel. So if you're looking for new defenses, stay tuned. We'll get to it. So a standard 1-3-1 will do some variable of cover 3, is what I'm seeing. So basically, this linebacker can either come or he stays in zone, but this corner has the left third, safety has the middle third, this corner has the right third. The defensive linemen, they can do a lot with. They can tell him to go to whatever side. They can tell him to man center. They can tell him to come back if this guy comes. There's a couple different, things that they can do with the defensive linemen. But the thing is we still have answers for all of those. So outside release, sail, flat, dig. Okay, so what do you see here? What you see is that now we are attacking one player with 1, 2, 3 routes. So talk about 2 players covering 3 players. Now you have 1 player covering 3 players. Even if this defensive lineman mans the center, now this corner still has to choose. Does he take the outside release or does he take the sail? Most of the time he's going to take the outside release. So now that player is put into a bind. That one of the worst binds that you could be in is covering 3 players by yourself. So that will be an answer here, even if this lineman is covering the center. If he's not covering the center, it's even worse. So if, let's say, linebacker's coming and the defensive lineman has to come back, okay, he'll be in there. It's still the same issue. The center's your hot, or you can throw it here as well. Since he's coming up, just quarterback, talk to your Y, be like, if he's coming, look for the ball immediately because I'm going to be throwing it right to you. And I mean, this play just floods this type of defense. And and it has a lot of answers no matter what they throw at you. So Y-Sail is a great one. It's a very standard play, something that you will probably see in a lot of different flag offenses. It's something that I have seen as a player, as a coach. That's something that is one of the more standard type of plays. Thank you guys so much for watching. Like I said, I'm Coach Adam, and if you have any questions regarding, leave a comment, like, subscribe. I appreciate all the support. So thank you guys so much for watching. This is Flag Football Nation, redefine the game.